Hi, I'm Jonathan from Amplitude Music. Today I would like to talk about Eastman Guitars, some of the unique features that they have. Number one, the first I would like to talk about is their fret. Now Eastman has a unique fret. As you can see from this guitar, all their fret are mirror shining fret, which most of the guitar that comes in doesn't have this shining mirror like fret. I've been selling many guitars, even those high-end guitar like Martin or Taylor. When they first came in, you will notice that the first thing you will notice that the fret is already like start to have oxidized, but it's not the case for Eastman. As I can see, all the Eastman here has a mirror shining fret. Number one, it's not just a shining mirror like a fret, it's a high quality fret. And before they release the guitar, they actually do a proper treatment on the fret and make sure that all the fret are very comfortable. When you slide up or down, there's no cutting, no sharp edge on the fret, it makes it very comfortable to play. The second thing I would like to talk about is their truss rod. Now most acoustic guitar in the market, you will find that their truss rod is just at the edge here, which you can see the Allen key. You can use the Allen key to turn straight away on the edge, but it's not the case for Eastman. Well, I'm sure some of you experienced it before. If you try to do a turning on the truss rod on a Martin, you'll found that the truss rod on the Martin is very deep inside. There is a reason for that, why the truss rod has to be deep inside here, so that the truss rod actually start from here to the top, to the neck there. The reason why is that if your truss rod is at the edge here, until at this edge, the more you turn the truss rod actually will go up and down. In times, it will actually pull the top here, and it will become swelling here, and that's where you have a pitch problem in more years to come. So to avoid that, the solution is to have the truss rod at the deeper side. But for Taylor, they have a different approach. They actually have the truss rod start from here instead of from the sound hole here. So either way is a good approach, but some people will say that if your truss rod is actually at this side, it will have a better sustain. Well, I leave it to you whether that's true. You can find out for yourself if that really makes a difference. The third thing is about this ebony pin here. This is a very unique pin here, because you can actually take it out, and then install pickup. You don't have to drill a bigger hole anymore, because this hole is big enough for you to install any pickup, which is great, because most of the acoustic guitar out there without pickup, there is actually a pin there which very small with a screw there, so you have to actually drill a bigger hole if you want to install a pickup. So Eastman do a very good favor for us, all of us. If we want to install pickup, we just simply pull out this pin and then install the pickup that you want. Now the fourth is about Nitrocellulose Lacquer. So the short form to it is nitro lacquer. So this nitro lacquer has been introduced in 1920s, since 1920s. So the advantage of nitro lacquer is that it mixes very well with color, and that is actually very thin to the wood and is actually blend well. But the disadvantage of nitro lacquer is that the process is long, because you have to, once you put on the gloss, you have to wait for 24 hours to dry, and then buff it off, sand it down, and then repeat the process again, probably 2-3 times, some even 6-7 times, to actually get it right, because to avoid the bubble to happen. But as I talked about poly lacquer before, so if you see my video on the previous or you read about it before, poly lacquer is actually most widely used today because it's dry faster. In just a matter of few hours it's already dry, so it done a great job for a manufacturer because they save time. Now nitro lacquer in on the other way is actually need more better facilities to do it, because it's not environmental friendly. If you have a proper process to use a nitro lacquer, then you have a better chance to get a better tone, because nitro lacquer is thinner, but you have to have a proper process, which Eastman has. They have the license and all to do it that way. So that's why nitro lacquer sounds similar to the golden era time, because during the 1930s all these guitar are made using nitro lacquer. There's no poly lacquer introduced. It is only introduced in 1960s for poly lacquer. So that's why a lot of people complain why it doesn't sound as good as the golden era time. But this is one of the reasons, because they are not using nitro lacquer. But today, in a modern technology, some of the guitar manufacturer managed to figure out a way to use poly lacquer in such a way that it's still thin and it still keep the tone of the guitar, at the same time dry fast. So you can go online and read about it. There's so many articles about poly lacquer versus nitro lacquer. So just go ahead and just read about it. And the fifth thing is about these guitars are fully handmade. When I talk about fully handmade, it's not one person make the guitar fully. It's actually in a factory size. Each person do a different job. So they have a few hundreds of staff doing a different thing. Each of them, all of them are using a hand to build a guitar. So some people will just do the fret, some people do the neck, some people do the headstock, some people do the body, but it's ultimately all handmade. So handmades are important, which I talked before in my previous video. It makes sure that the tone, everything is they get the tone of it, what the tone you like. Now the sixth of this guitar, it has a very unique tone to it. So I will be doing some demo and let you listen. So what I have here is the Eastman PCH series. PCH stands for Pacific Highway, which is their solid top series. Now those without the PCH on the headstock are all full solid, but this one are solid top, which is the lower version of a guitar. So let's listen to this. Now you can hear it's a very unique and vibrating and very crispy tone, which to me I think is very unique, because I don't hear a lot of this kind of good tone on any guitar before. So you can drop by and come and test for your own and listen to yourself whether this guitar is suitable for you. Well, thank you for watching. See you.